Okay. Okay. Hey. Oh god. Hi everyone. Hi. Hey everyone. Today I just wanted to introduce to you guys my company. It's called
LDB Duel!
And we're gonna do a whole bunch of YouTube videos today, and the goal is that you just become more knowledgeable about what my company does and who I am and why I started it, and become more invested in the company. You may have seen me on Etsy already or Amazon under the name LDB Duel. Previously I used to be called Leather Deck Box, and I've actually been doing this for 5 years now. I started in second year university. I just started making deck boxes like the Yu-Gi-Oh anime because I'm a big nerd, and I thought this is really gonna get me a girlfriend. You know, that it did work actually. Yeah, anyways. So I started doing it about second year just to make spare change, and I made them when I was a kid for myself. And I thought, and Etsy's, you know, a great platform. You could just sell any stuff that you make. I put it up and people actually bought it. And at that time it was the name LDB Duel. I really just did it part-time while I was in school because I didn't have time. I had to keep closing, so I was really only open like the summer. And then I graduated about 2019, and I decided to go full-time into LDB Duel and try to expand it into a full TCG company. So with all the trimmings, I'm working on sleeves, I'm working on another deck box model, anything related to cards, things like that. Let me just introduce my products. I brought the 3 kind of generations of what I call the Mach 1, which is the original leather deck box. The first one, the one I did, 5 years ago, it's all hand cut. It's a little thinner. It's pretty much homemade. I made probably the first 100 like this, but it felt like it took me a long time just because hand cutting it takes a long time. And then I discovered laser cutting. And laser cutting is awesome because I design everything on the computer anyways, and you just go straight from the computer to the cam of the laser cutter, and it will cut it out for you. So I brought 2 models that are laser cut, and I laser cut them until very recently, until maybe 3 weeks ago. The main difference is that, like, when you hand cut it, it's not exact. Like, you can see the back is like basically cut out with scissors and stuff. The laser cutting, you can do engravings. The laser cutting is much more exact. Okay. The laser cutting is much more exact. You can do engravings on it of anything. So when I discovered that, I started selling a lot more because customers always wanted like Millennium Puzzles on it or whatever they wanted on it, whatever their favorite card was. Disadvantages of laser cutting is the machine is quite expensive, so I don't own it. I had to go somewhere to do it. And then when COVID happened, I couldn't do that anymore, so I had to figure something else out. And it requires a lot of cleanup because when you cut it, all of the like char and stuff will get on the edge, and it takes a lot of time to clean it. So now that I'm selling more, so since about, I'd say April, I've been selling a lot more deck boxes, and I think that's a combination of COVID happened, so people were buying it online more, and I've just been doing it a long time, and I just have better word of mouth. And so the laser cutting just wasn't enough anymore, so I started doing die cutting. And what die cutting is if you imagine a giant cookie cutter and a big hydraulic press, and it just cuts it out like that. So this is the newest version. It's die cut, and it's much easier because there's no cleanup. So it actually smells like leather when the laser cut one kind of smells like, burnt leather. At the same time, in the summer, I introduced chokers to LDB Duel. And I didn't think it would really work, but it's actually like half of my sales right now. And they're kind of like anime, inspired. I mean, it's a little cat. You could imagine an anime character wearing that. I don't know why I'm so obsessed with anime, but everything I do is about anime apparently. Yeah, so those are about half my sales right now. And at that point, it was about May, and I was selling so much, and I was in my basement, like literally just a corner of my room, that I couldn't do it anymore. I needed to hire someone, but they can't come in my room, so I had to move. So come June, I moved to this location right here, which we're still working on, but and I hired someone. So that's been a whole learning experience. When I moved, because I was selling a lot of chokers, a lot of deck boxes, I have a very long-term plan for LDB Duel. I'm hopefully by the end of 2020, I'll be introduced my own brand of sleeves and a newer version. So this is what I call the Mach 1, is the original leather deck box. The Mach 2 is going to be kind of a more budget version, much more budget version. It won't be made to order like the leather deck box is, and the goal of that one is really to kind of compete with other deck boxes that are on the market. And then there's the Mach 3, which is really cool, but that won't come out till way later. So I have a long-term vision for LDB Duel. And then for the chokers, it's very difficult to keep them under the same brand as LDB Duel. So I've separated them into Wear by Day, and they're going to be kind of a more fashion kind of thing. So I'm going to do a lot more choker designs. You know, they want a cat, I'll put a unicorn, I'll put anything they want on it. We're going to do belts, purses, things like that. So I'm also working on that, but that's going to be a slower build because these are pretty new. For now, LDB Duel is the main focus. And then the actual store that we're in right now will be open to the public in this very small area that's in front of me. And that's going to be called LDB Outlet. The reason that has a different name is I sell some kind of things more locally, like small wallets and things that companies buy, and they get them personalized for their company, and they buy like a lot of them at once. And that doesn't fit in any category. I don't want to sell that in Wear by Day or in LDB Duel. So that's all going to be under LDB Outlet. So for LDB Duel, really my goal is just to introduce you to myself, to my company. The long-term goal is to try to upload once a week some kind of content. I have a lot of skit ideas. You know, I'm not that funny though, so I don't know how it's gonna go, but I have some skit ideas. We're actually recording a few videos today. Anything that I make in-house, I want to record so you know the process. Yeah, so I also want to give you guys an update on the store, like the progress of everything with the YouTube channel. There's a lot, like when I first started doing leather work, it was, I was maybe 14, and then even younger than that, I did a lot of metal work, like I made kitchen knives and things like that. And then I got into leather work because I wanted to make the sheaths. But a lot of those kind of knife makers that I first started following maybe 10 years ago through YouTube have been able to grow their company into like multi-million-dollar businesses. And really, I think the only reason is because they're honest with their viewers, they post pretty regularly, and people get invested in the business. So that's really just what I'm trying to do here, is show you what we do. You could expect the future products before they happen. Yeah, so right now if you go on Etsy, you can see pretty much everything that I sell. The chokers are going to move off of LDB Duel, and LDB Duel I'm going to keep posting regularly. Kind of those custom designs, if you see, like we've got the Millennium Puzzle, Kaiba Corp, Cyber Dragon. Pretty much just going to aim to do everything that I could do. And those are all from the original Mach 1. Future products, as I said before, the Mach 2. It's going to be more budget, harder, more to compete with normal deck boxes, but it still goes on your belt, because that's important to me. I'm also going to introduce belts, just because I know I don't really have belts up yet, but I know a lot of customers want belts, and I have yet to have it, so I should probably put belts up. I'm also going to show you the belt loop, just it's cool. So you know, this particular model is the newest version, so it's die cut, the newest way we make it, and it's Yugi's deck box. It is like exact replica of Yugi's deck box. This is one of my more popular ones. This one, I brought a Score Bunny one just to show the engraving. It's a Pokemon. This one has nothing. And this one's, it's not out yet, but hopefully by the time you see this video, it will be out. It's the raw yellow, so I'm doing all of the dorms from GX. So there's a belt loop, but if you don't want to use the belt loop, most customers just throw it in their backpack. It also just works great as a normal deck box. I am working on my own website for LDB Duel, which will probably come out next year realistically. So for now, just stick to Etsy. That's what I'm going to link everyone to. It's good. Okay, yeah, so if you guys have any questions, the best places to reach me are Etsy, Instagram, Messenger, pretty much anywhere that I'm on. YouTube isn't the best place. If you leave a YouTube comment, I may not see that right away, but I will check them out. And if you have any future video ideas, leave a comment. We will definitely take them into account because ideas are free. And smash the like button like as hard as you possibly can. Subscribe to the YouTube if you like it. Yeah, so we have, you know, a lot of ideas. If you're interested, check it out. I know I watch a lot of Yugi tubers, and I could do the same thing. It's not that hard. So, you know, we'll figure it out. Thanks, and I'll see you on the flip side.